Hey, what's happening, YouTube? It's been a while since my last update, so I figured I'd do one as quickly as possible. This is my male Amphilophus hogaboomerum Triton. Just putting on some size and getting a little bit of an attitude. See if he'll flare up for the camera here. There you go. Pretty neat little fish. I don't normally do videos in the daytime. Usually I do them at night to keep the glare down and stuff, so there's going to be a lot of glare in this video. I apologize up front here. I can maybe close the door in here and that'll take away some of the glare, I think. There we go. Where'd he go? There he is. So he's doing alright. And below him I got a pair of Grimmodes, but they're pretty shy, so I just leave the lights off all the time in that tank pretty much. Maybe a couple hours a day. This bottom 75. I got two more Grimmodes in here, two males. I'll probably be sending these off to my good buddy Conway. Open up a couple more tanks for me to use for some other fish I have growing. That one on the left is really a nice little Grimmode male. He's got really nice fins and stuff. Got a lot of hiding spots in here for him. For the smaller one to stay away from that bigger one, but they seem to be getting along pretty good. I mean, the fins are a little ratted up on the smaller one, but nowhere near what it could be, so. Titan used to be in this tank. I moved him out. I put him up here. So he's got a 125 all to himself now. Been looking for a female for him. Cannot find one anywhere. So I will probably end up having to grow out some. We'll see how that all goes. But he's really liking this bigger tank. I took him out. He's about 14 inches. He's got to weigh at least 3 pounds. He's just a thick slab of a fish. And below him, you got some of these grow outs. I don't know how well they're going to show up on camera here, but there's some Bredori in there. You can see a couple of them right here out front. And there's also some umbies in here. There's one. These umbies are from Gage. These are spawned from the old male I used to have, Thor, and Gage's female. The one that produces ridiculous amounts of freckles. So it's going to be interesting to see how all these little umbies turn out. These guys are growing like crazy. I started using or making my own gel food. I just take the Knox gelatin and mix that with the Southern Delight Nano Krill. Works really well. These guys are getting big enough now where I should be able to start feeding them the small cichlid from Southern Delight, so they'll start putting on some more size after I can get them eating some pellets. And up here are the Haitiensis. They're growing really well too. Sorry for the shaky camera work here. I had too much coffee, I think, this morning. Got the shakes. But yeah, these guys are growing really well. Also eating the nano curl gel. So I'm pretty excited about these fish. And we can move out here in the other room. And these, this is my pair of Hoga Boomerum. Still have not spawned, but they do this all day long, every day. What they're doing right now, they dance in that pot and act like they're going to, but they still have not spawned. So I've been trying to figure out what I can do to help them spawn. Water changes don't help. Obviously having a whole bunch of other dithers and stuff in here doesn't help. Having them alone does not help, because when Gage had them, he had them alone in a 2,000 gallon vat, and they still didn't spawn for him either. So I guess we just wait. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a make or break situation. I'm not ever going to sell these guys, but it would be nice to see them spawn. And see, she's got a really nice nuchal hump coming. And he, of course, is a stud. He's about 13 inches. She's about 10 inches. And in this tank, I got this is a female Grimauds right here. Again, sorry for the glare here. And some of the lion's eye. I still have a whole bunch of these. And some of these guys are getting 6 inches or better. I saw one a week or two ago that was showing some black in the dorsal, and now I cannot find that fish, so now that black disappeared on that fish, so I have no idea males or females in here. This is the male Grimauds right here. I got some pretty nice pictures of this fish last night. I put them up on my Facebook page. It's got a nice little profile. And this little guy does run the tank. He keeps all those lion's eye in check. But yeah, that's that tank. These guys are growing, and I'm feeding these guys veggie krill and power feed. Kind of alternated. I feed more power feed than I feed anything else in this tank. I do throw the veggie krill mainly in there for the loaches. And moving on, we got Magnus and Beast over here. You can see there's a whole bunch of fry back there. There's probably a couple hundred back there, I suppose. Now that these guys are bonded, everything's been super great. They get along really well. Magnus is a really good dad. He takes care of the fry just as much as she does. There was a lot more fry than this. I siphoned a whole bunch out, and they're in this 10 gallon for now, feeding on the nano krill gel. There's probably, I don't know, 1,000 fry in here. Daily water changes on this tank, of course. And these guys are just little, but it'll be nice to grow them out. And then we'll move back up to these guys a little bit so we can look at them. She's got to be right around the 14-inch mark, and Magnus is, he's probably 15 and a half, maybe 16. So much glare in here. And over here we got Mr. Grumpy. We got Odin. He breaks through this divider about every week, so I gotta make one of those bulletproof dividers for this tank. Trying to keep the glare out here best I can. Yeah, he's doing really well, growing. Great colors. Still got his nuchal. This is the female right here. She's pretty nice. She can just about get through that divider, and I do not want that to happen because he will kill her. So I'll have to fix this divider when I'm done shooting this video. And he doesn't really show interest in spawning. His behavior is showing me that he just wants to kill her. So he may not ever spawn for me. So we'll have to see what I decide to do with this fish. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep him long term, because I mean I have Magnus, so I don't really need a whole bunch of, and I have other umbies growing out, so I don't really need a ton. You know, if he's not going to serve a purpose, I mean, Magnus is a breeder and a wet pet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do here with this guy. I mean, he's too nice to really get rid of, so. And moving on, we got Orion and his female with a whole bunch of fry. So this is their second attempt that I have noticed anyway, and we're good to go this time. So let's see if we can get him to give us a little action here. He's putting my finger there really puts how large he is into perspective. Really a cool fish. The female seems to be a lot, less skittish now that there's fry in the tank. I mean, she's not totally over it. As you can see, she has no problem leaving the fry on their own, so she can go get away from me. You know, she's down the other end of the tank, but he does hover over the fry when she's gone. So he's a good dad. And moving over here, I had to put a divider back in. This is Magnuson. He's starting to flare at me and stuff now, which is pretty cool. I had to put the divider back in because now that there's fry in here, yeah, here she is. Now that there's fry in the tank, she throttled him pretty good a while back. So I put the divider up just to save his life, or otherwise I think she would have hurt him pretty bad. But he's all healed up now and doing well. And below there I moved, these are all Gorillas Blacks from my old pair that I had. These guys are growing like weeds. Also eating the gel food, but I am going to be switching them over now to the small cichlid to get some better growth out of them. And yes, I will be selling some of these, but not now. It's too cold for me to really want to ship unless it's air cargo, and I need to pick out some out of here before I think about selling anyway. So, 'cause it's only 1 degree outside today, and shipping isn't really gonna work in those temperatures. It's too cold. And then up here is these are a whole bunch of fry from Magnuson. There's a few hundred in here. Again, these guys are eating the gel food, daily water changes. But that's about it for now. I wanted to say thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate everybody watching the videos. I know I don't put out that many. I try to do every couple weeks. You know, not a lot really changes around here, so I didn't want to bombard everybody with videos of the same thing over and over. So I guess every couple weeks things do change, so that was a good amount of time in between videos for me. I do have some new fish coming in tonight. Once I get those in and settle down, I'll shoot another video. And also an update on that water changing thing that I made. I finally got that thing figured out. So I will be doing a video hopefully soon of that thing working. I had to get a bigger pump, and the pump I was using before was nowhere near large enough to pump the amount of water volume that I had draining into the manifold. So I got a pump that pumps 8 times more volume. And I did use it the other night, and it works really good. So it drains this 300. It'll do a 150-gallon drain in this tank in about 5 minutes. So it really works well. And I can also use my Python at the same time and drain this 125 next to it. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. This video is getting a little long now. It looks like it's whatever, 14 minutes or something. So you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch up with you later. Thanks.